Imagine walking through a quiet forest at twilight. The air is still. Trees tower like ancient sentinels. Then crack, a distant growl. Maybe it's just a deer, or maybe it's something else. Myths and legends have painted the world with monstrous creatures. Fire-breathing dragons, sea-dwelling serpents, and beasts that look part human, part nightmare. But what if some of these weren't just stories? What if real creatures long extinct or misidentified fueled the fire behind these ancient myths? From the icy peaks of the Himalayas to the scorched sands of the Sahara, humans have always tried to make sense of the unknown. Over thousands of years, these stories morphed into creatures of legend, some terrifying, others majestic. But beneath the fiction often lies a shadow of fact. Today, we're diving into 20 legendary creatures that actually have roots in the real world, be it through fossils, ancient misunderstandings, or species that time forgot. So, let's journey into a world where myth meets reality. Forget the glitter and rainbows. The original unicorn didn't frolic through enchanted forests, it thundered across Ice Age tundra. Meet the Siberian unicorn, or Elasmotherium sibericum, a giant, shaggy beast that looked more like a rhinoceros than a pony. It stood nearly 6 feet tall and stretched over 15 feet long. But the most striking feature? A massive horn jutting from its forehead, possibly over 3 feet in length. Many believe that early humans, stumbling upon its fossilized remains or encountering them alive in dwindling populations, passed down stories that evolved into the elegant horned horse we know today as the unicorn. Half lion, half eagle, the griffin has long been the protector of treasure and myth. But in the windswept deserts of Mongolia, fossils tell another story. Enter Protoceratops, a small herbivorous dinosaur with a bird-like beak and a frilled neck. To ancient traders along the Silk Road unfamiliar with dinosaur anatomy, this skull might have seemed like a creature with the body of a lion and the face of a bird. Could these fossils have inspired the griffin? Archaeologist Adrian Mayer thinks so, pointing to maps and myths that emerged precisely where these fossils were abundant. Stories of sirens and seductive sea spirits who lured sailors to their doom are found in texts as old as Homer's Odyssey, but reality? Not quite as romantic. Most historians agree that dugongs and manatees, large aquatic mammals, were often mistaken for mermaids by exhausted sailors. Seen from a rocking boat at a distance, the human-like upper body and slow, graceful movement could confuse even the sharpest eyes, especially after months at sea. Even Christopher Columbus claimed to have seen mermaids, though he admitted they were not as beautiful as legend suggests. Tales of the Kraken, a sea monster so huge it could drag entire ships beneath the waves, haunted Norse sailors for centuries. But today, thanks to deep-sea exploration, we know of a creature that fits the bill, the giant squid. Growing over 40 feet long, with suckered tentacles and rotating beaks, this elusive deep-sea predator was only recently caught on film. It's easy to see how, in stormy waters, a brief glimpse of this enormous cephalopod could spark stories that spiraled into terrifying myths. In 2003, deep within a cave on the Indonesian island of Flores, scientists made a discovery that would send shockwaves through anthropology. A tiny human species only 3 feet tall. Dubbed Homo floresiensis, this ancient hominin lived alongside modern humans up until around 50,000 years ago. They walked upright, made tools, hunted pygmy elephants, and even used fire. Local legends speak of small forest-dwelling beings called Ebu Gogo, mischievous, hairy little people who once roamed the island. Some believe these tales are cultural memories passed down from real interactions with this now extinct human cousin. Forget fantasy shows. Dire wolves weren't fiction. They were Ice Age predators roaming North and South America. Bigger and bulkier than today's gray wolves, dire wolves had powerful jaws and hunted massive prey like bison and ground sloths. Thousands of their fossilized remains have been found at La Brea tar pits in Los Angeles, suggesting they lived and died in great numbers. They went extinct around 10,000 years ago, but live on in Native American folklore and modern pop culture. Dragons, Nearly every culture on Earth has a version, whether it's China's celestial serpents or Europe's fire-breathing beasts guarding treasure. So where did the idea come from? Some say dinosaur fossils, with their massive jaws and reptilian skeletons, gave early people evidence of monsters. Others point to real animals like the Komodo dragon, a venomous lizard that can grow 10 feet long and take down a deer in minutes. And don't forget ancient volcanic eruptions, fire raining from the sky, sulfur in the air. No wonder our ancestors imagined monsters lurking beneath the earth. From Count Dracula to bloodthirsty monsters, vampires have haunted folklore for centuries. But many legends began as attempts to explain real diseases. In medieval Europe, rare illnesses like porphyria caused extreme sensitivity to sunlight, pale skin, and even bloody lesions. Others suffered from catalepsy, a condition that mimicked death and sometimes led to people being buried alive. Add in the brutal legacy of Vlad the Impaler, a ruler who inspired fear across Eastern Europe, and you've got the perfect storm for a blood-sucking myth to take hold. The legend of the werewolf, a man who transforms under the full moon, dates back to ancient Greece. But in truth, many real-world explanations likely fed the myth. Some victims of rabies showed aggression, drooling, and fear of water. Others may have had hypertrichosis, a rare genetic condition that causes thick hair to grow all over the body. In a time before medicine could explain these anomalies, it was easier and more terrifying to believe these people were cursed. According to legend, a basilisk could kill with a single glance. Part serpent, part rooster, this monster had the ultimate defense mechanism. The myth may have originated from exaggerated sightings of the king cobra, a snake that rears up and spreads a dramatic hood. And the connection to chickens? Some versions claim the basilisk hatched from an egg laid by a rooster and incubated by a toad. Complete fantasy, of course, but strange enough to stick. Voodoo rituals, Haitian graveyards, slow motion of horror zombies, transition to real parasites like cordyceps infecting insects. Zombies aren't just a Hollywood invention. In Haitian folklore, zombies are corpses reanimated through voodoo magic's soulless beings under someone's control. The legend may stem from real practices like the use of tetrodotoxin, a neurotoxin found in pufferfish that can induce a death-like state. Even in nature, mind-controlling parasites like cordyceps fungi turn insects into zombie-like drones. So the idea of a mindless, undead creature? It's not entirely fictional. The chimera of Greek mythology was a fire-breathing creature with the body of a lion, a goat's head on its back, and a serpent's tail. Though it's clearly fantastical, the chimera reflects something deeper. Our ancient fear of unnatural combinations, and perhaps our early attempts to describe rare deformities or fossil mismatches. There's even a medical term today called chimerism, which describes individuals who carry two sets of DNA. It's rare, but real. Are aliens legendary creatures, or scientific inevitability? While no definitive proof of extraterrestrial visitors exists, belief in alien beings is widespread, fueled by sightings, government secrecy, and a deep human desire to not be alone. Ancient astronaut theories have tried to link gods with spacemen, but now, modern science is seriously looking beyond Earth. NASA believes we could find microbial life on other planets within a few decades. Whether myth or future reality, the idea of aliens continues to capture our imagination. What makes a creature legendary? Is it their powers, their mystery, or the fact that they live on in our stories? Time and again, we've seen how myth and reality blur. Whether it's fossils misread as monsters, misunderstood medical conditions, or real animals that just seemed too strange to be real, the truth is often more fascinating than fiction. So next time someone tells you about a unicorn, a dragon, or a mermaid, don't be so quick to dismiss them. Somewhere, at some point in time, that creature just might have walked, swum, or flown on this very Earth. If this video gave you chills or taught you something new, go ahead and tap that like button. Share it with a fellow creature lover and let us know in the comments which mythical being do you think might still be hiding out there. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a deep dive like this one. Until next time, stay curious and maybe keep a light on at night.